I have one very important question for you. Explosions? No. Welcome back, lads and ladies, to another episode of War Thunder, featuring a replay sent in by Viski. More coming from this guy later. And Viski must have had a cruel streak in his brain today, because he's playing a 6-7 match, or no, sorry, a 5-7 match with the 5.0 Brumbaar. And this thing is a monster. If you haven't picked up the Brumbaar and you enjoy blowing up every dang thing inside of an enemy vehicle, I think it's time for you to pick one up. I have not regretted for a day purchasing this tank, and it's just a total blast at 5.0, and even in an up tier, the thing is a monster. But without any further introduction, there you go. That's the Brumbaar in a nutshell. And Viski had already started the match in Der Ersatzpanther, but it was revealed fairly early on, and he managed to pick up a kill and not much else. But he respawns in the Brumbaar, and we catch up to him, getting his second kill in the match. And he's being pestered a bit by enemy aircraft, but he sticks around to help capture the point and then decides to push forward a bit. And something I've noticed about Viski is, well, for one, he's a skilled player, and for another, he's very aware of his surroundings. He's looking at places where he can be flanked. He's using the light cover of that wall to hide his presence from enemy vehicles, and then there's the Panther that is sticking his weak side armor out the side and turning his turret around to maybe shoot at something behind him. And you know what? Maybe not just pull forward a little bit to expose your weak armor a little more. And speaking of poor strategy, I'm not sure what that 37mm anti-aircraft gun wielding sheet metal contraption was thinking, but facing the Brumbaar head on was the last thing that he decided to do. And obviously a T-34 57 threatening now after one-shotting that Panther who decided to have his side armor facing toward the enemy. And an IS-1 who is gloriously oblivious to his surroundings. I can hear the hard bass from here. Can you smell that? It smells like cheap potato vodka. Viski, go light it on fire. And seeing that he hasn't been noticed by this notoriously powerful, what's that, a 5.3 heavy tank? Something like that. And we get a track. So he was hoping to punch through the thin roof armor of the tank that you can just get a sliver of on the side there, but if you do manage to place your shot just right with high explosive, you can punch down into the ammo. But he actually loaded heat here, so that's a replay bug. Watch the effect. Heat round punches right through that side armor and takes down the vehicle, and he's reloading a second round of heat, which can be suboptimal against certain vehicles, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. But already Viski has just absolutely demolished several vehicles. And what's that? Does my third person camera deceive? Or yep, it's a boat. And now it's nothing at all. So it can be tough to take down those, what's that, a PT something or other. But no PT-76? Am I right? Am I wrong? I can't remember. I can't see anything with this editing software. But No problem for Viski. I love to see those things get punished for having their light armor, because they can be so trolly sometimes. But he had absolutely no chance against that, what is that, 155mm howitzer round. And just look at that stubby derp gun on this tank. This thing is such a joy to play. And unlike the that other German tank that gets this gun, or tank destroyer I could say, field gun, whatever, this one actually has armor, and that comes into play a few times in this match. As you saw, he's already taken on some AA trucks that can be a real problem for anybody who has weak armor. In fact, the armor on the Brumbaar is not all the thickest, but the M10 managed to not get a kill and paid the price. Look at that beautiful, evil shot that I'm sure you saw in the intro. Anyway, guys, have you guys played the Brumbaar? This thing, as I said, is a total blast. Literally, it's high explosive fun in the palm of your hand. Can you believe this is, I believe, a Panzer IV chassis that they've strapped all this stuff onto? My goodness, you Germans, you're mad bastards, but I like your style. And now there's only really one place left to go, toward the enemy spawn. And this is always a tricky situation. You see Viski looking off toward his left, and then facing his strong armor toward that tunnel there. There's almost always somebody coming through that area. This is a really easy place to get flanked, and in fact, another 37mm anti-aircraft gun decides to try his luck at being a tank destroyer, and he lingered too long. Sir, you lingered. I saw you. You lingered. And he thought that Bouge could save him, but Bouge is not as OP as 155mm HE. So he made his final grave error. And you see that Viski has the range sighted in on this tank, and everyone is cordially staying at very close range on this map where you can't get any sniper kills ever. Thank you so much, Gaijin. But you know what? Works out just fine for this heavy boy. Until, of course, the point where depleted stellinium rounds catch up with you and punch right through your relatively thin rear armor. Is it around 15mm, I think? But Viski is now stuck between a rock and a Daka place, and this is going to be the end for our Teutonic terror, going out as all great German aces do, in a blaze of glory as his ammo rack ignites. But we'll get to see a little bit of revengeance here as the Soviet AA truck is taken down by that, what is that, a Panther? Anyway, a brilliant game by Viski, just viscerally entertaining, explosions all around, and a great look at what the Brumbaar has to offer. Oh, and what's this? An animal tiger. Hey Viski, got any good replays of this thing? I'm sure people are still interested. Anyway, guys, catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, I'm super busy with all these awesome replays people have been sending in. Keep up the good work. Send me in your awesome replays if you'd like to be featured on the channel. Anyway, guys, catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.